See, I knew it was something like that. I knew it was real nasty. I remember the solid state lithium batteries pitch. That was one of the ones where I first cut my teeth. I had to make the decision: go for it or don't go for it. More about like over in here than necessarily this big nexus. But I do remember that was probably one of my first to see a little firecracker go off out there. Pay attention to them. But then I definitely remember the peacock smashing all through a lot of this here. The guy with he had a black turban is usually what he wore. Um, just as some way to recognize him for any videos. I might even go grab one right here. Sure. Um, well, that's
QuantumScape shares soared more than 34% today after promising test results for its electric vehicle solid-state lithium batteries. Volkswagen is an investor in the battery technology company. The German automaker's PowerCo subsidiary announced that QuantumScape's battery completed more.
been a while. It wasn't him. They used to have him back in CNBC in the day. But they were definitely roasting this guy. Here he is. This is where you normally saw him from a while back, and generally I was just doing some stuff with Gunny here about how to do this and what's going on. It was a joke about. I call Salty's wife on the D-bonds for like, well, I mean, paying taxes, they take it out, do this, where are they getting it from, and at what point in time would you just go, well, T-bonds, or just don't let them make them pay the taxes and give it to them, or the dentistry, right? It's like, we don't charge you for that because we do it, and it's in our system. We could say we just have this guy's dental go to this guy, and not, it's, yeah, anyways, but I felt for him. I felt really bad. Like, what are we doing with that? How do we play that guy out here? I really do, because if he was hung up in here, didn't want to sell off on that with Fortune, you're gonna have to grind that back out. But I certainly don't want you putting it in QuantumScape. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can get out of that without working off the piece of it. You let that go. As soon as that go, you slam that back down. You're not, because that's leveraged out like that and you're over here with it, you're not really going to get anywhere. Now maybe, you never know, maybe it was just me. I want to just talk it up, try to market. It's like Fed, they tell me the name and you look at this and you go, well, ow. Oh, can I do this, Fed? Come on, let me do this, Fed. That'd be way easier. But no, you'll give me this. And pitch is the pitch. It's not that I'd fight you for it, Fed. Yeah, I'm gonna fight you. You make me do this, I'll fight you. I'd rather have a Ronnie Coleman match out there with you, as far as lightweight, than try to sponsor this or want to do that because of what this pin is. If they do catch it, but look how early they were pushing the solid state lithium battery off of that model without really providing it. I mean, I come close. There was Halogen that wiped me out with my first $300 account that I was building off, just practicing number theory with. Yeah, it just took me right out. They dropped right over. Portman did a little bit, but at least Portman got out there and kept testing pizzas, being the P-roll for it. The chemistry is a little harder though. You claim what was your small scale? Probably a pitch. Let's see if I can find the other one to that. The other side of that there, that is, let's see if I can, again, always good, right? I will be a murderer, a genocidal. This one. And then I did the branded guy over there. Yeah, well, you're on a farm. This is family. They kind of get either Roman scarred up into it or
my gut space.
And
there was some initial implementation issues.
Like my gut
the trial
space.
site crashed, and then some ongoing operational deficiencies.
Meaning
it kept crashing, and
crashing.
finally some capacity and
Just
capability
whether by the
constraints.
operational
It was taken
system
offline for upgrades.
or
They
multiple
didn't
users.
work, so it was relaunched as
Right.
SmartGov.
just
and
It worked. provided not too many people were using it.
What happened if they did?
So should I take it back to the
They replaced the
T-bonds?
software, they replaced the
They
hardware,
should have replaced the
they
minister.
replaced the minister, and rebranded the scheme as SmartHerGov.
And
It stopped crashing.
They
good.
have
It just
multiple
didn't work.
users
Again,
inside
the
here instead of
multiple
a
user
sensible
issue. So a
52.
year later, it was
Even if they add multiple
rebranded as
users, they just, you know,
just
won't
out of interest, how
come
many more
together.
slides
Like
are
if
there?
you work here, we have policies. I mean, for me to buy it off the
Well,
internet, Weebles, Robinhood, or something,
Okay, the scheme was first announced
Anything
6
goes.
years
See?
ago.
so the multiple
by
user problem or
GovSpace.
causing a
And-
There
crash
was
is going to
initial
keep coming up.
implementation issues.
Meaning,
The trial site crashed, and then some ongoing.
However,
operational
Vanguard
deficiencies,
policies
meaning
say we
it
use
kept
it for
crashing,
certain
and finally
rules.
some capacity and
There would
capability
be a
constraints was
raise
taken
in
offline
certain
for
money
upgrades. They didn't
before
work,
you
so it
could
was
start to pull
relaunched
down like
as
that to say we
SmartGov.
naturally moderate this as a
Worked,
herd.
provided
But
not
you
too
still
many
want to be
people were using
positioned
it,
what
so
happened if they did?
It crashed.
here
so they replaced the
to
software,
relative to
they
there,
replaced the
They should
hardware,
have replaced
and
the
they
minister.
replaced the
you
minister,
go long.
and
That's still
rebranded
inside
the
of a
scheme
year. Did
as
you move your whole
SmartHerGov,
portfolio
and
in and
it
out
stopped
by
crashing.
then?
That's
Well,
good.
the
It
game
just
is
didn't
to
work.
say if I
Again,
put
the multiple
10
user
shares
issue.
or something
So a
in,
year later,
I would
it
only
was
want to sell
rebranded
one of
as
them
GovPort.
at the time of
Just
the
out of
multiple.
interest, how many more
As I
slides are
sold
there?
that, I'll have
12.
9 to get the same $10,000 or $1,000 or whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay, the scheme
It's
was
a
first announced
float
6
or a
years
slide
ago
rule,
by
or
GovSpace.
And
usually I just call it a
Initial
2/3 here.
implementation
I mean,
issues,
look for
the
their
trial site
operating
crashed, and then
signals.
some ongoing operational deficiencies, and
Meaning?
it kept crashing.
So that
and
way we can
finally
have
some
multiple
capacity and
users. This is a
capability
horrible example, but I'll find
constraints.
it.
Was taken offline for upgrades. They didn't work, so it was
It does look
relaunched
like we're
as
catching some signal here.
SmartGov.
I would roughly try to
It
range
worked,
inside of those.
provided not too many
With that
people were
said,
using
these
it,
are
so
the
Well, if they
average
did, it
intensities
crashed,
of
so
it.
they replaced the software,
Within the
they
day,
replaced the
They should
hardware,
have replaced
You
the
get
minister.
you'll probably get an intensity like this.
and
I would
rebranded
never.
the
I'd put
scheme
it there
as
and go. Now this is
SmartHerGov.
so tight to the
And
core.
stopped crashing.
That candlestick
It
is just
didn't
gonna
work.
bang like
Again,
that
the
and either go
multiple
right back
user
down.
issue. So a year later, it was rebranded as
Because I'm not looking at the minutes
Just
on the
out of
candlestick.
interest, how many more slides
But
are
that's
there?
how I'd go about building here, and I wouldn't go 2/3.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust it. But you could be bear short.
After that.
You could also be negative for
Okay,
good
the
long.
scheme was first announced 6 years
Six?
ago. My